Well, every man they throw in front of Watson has fallen at his feet. But can John Harris be the man to dethrone the king? Harris is undoubtedly one of the tallest opponents Watson has faced at 5'11", but how does that change this fight? And what does this new form of Branden Watson bring to the cage? He spent the entirety of his training camp this time in Thailand. He was able to bear witness to such wonders as Lumpini Stadium and got to just really experience that side of the culture. He sits at 5-0-1 in kickboxing, fighting out of the Fight Lab, and he spent time honing his skills the entirety of his training camp. A man of spiritual, let's just say, he has a spiritual way about him that's always nice to see. Very holistic human being. You'll notice he's going to say, "I am champion," in the lead up to the fight and in between the rounds. That seems to be a Branden Watson pattern. Always quick, always sharp, always technical. Great power, very good defense. I mean, overall, a well-rounded athlete, a guy that's dedicated his life to this sport, a guy that's caught the eye of many a man and a woman in this community. And John Harris is no slouch. 5'11", 4-0. He fights out of the Wolves of War team. Fights under Macho Soto. And again, he is undefeated. This man is nothing to trifle with. Most possibly the toughest opponent Watson has faced thus far, but I think Watson would prefer that. He's a guy that loves a challenge. Right now, he sits steely and determined.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening. This fight is scheduled for 5 two-minute rounds. The referee in charge of the action, J.P. Zuniga. First, introducing and fighting out of the blue corner, he stands at 5'9" tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Under the Fight Lab USA, out of Fort Lee, New Jersey, Branden, the Muttered Samurai, Watson. And his opponent, standing and fighting out of the red corner, stands at 5'11" tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Under Inferno, out of Cold Neck, New Jersey, John, the Werewolf, Harris.
Branden's water Kial, always in his corner. Always serves as a big inspiration to him. Now it's go time. And looking at the difference in these two guys, I mean, Branden Watson's listed at 5'9", and John Harris listed at 5'11". Interesting. Somebody's lying. Here we go. For your co-main event of the evening, live from the Newburgh Armory, I, of course, am your host, Jacob Koopman, and thank you guys so much for tuning in with me tonight. I want to see how John pressures, right, Watson, because a lot of guys have tried, a lot of guys have failed. Watson's just a little bit too technical, but he can also, when it is set into that dogfight type of pace, he can also subsist there. I mean, the way I describe Watson is just good everywhere. Nice head kick there. Fantastic at setting things up. Nice jab there. Shovel uppercut to an overhand. Lands true for Watson. A lot of physicality in the clinch now. And Watson's got to be careful of ducking his head that low. Harris is putting constant pressure. Watson's not careful, he can get knocked out. Nice push kick out of Watson. But John really pushing the issue. 50 seconds left here, round number 1. And a nice switch kick out of the champion there. Pace slows down just a tad, 30 seconds left. That interesting check there. And I do think that Watson takes a little bit to download his guys, right? Once he gets a better feel for Harris, we're going to see a little bit more accuracy and activity out of Watson, out of the champion. But this is some fantastic fighting through one. And a nice body shot to cap it off. And I have the privilege of being right near the Watson corner, where his brother just willing him on, tell him to take deep breaths. And it's been great to see Watson grow as a human being, as an athlete. A guy that's easy to like. Again, with the background noise, it's kind of hard to tell what the corner's saying. But I'd imagine it's something to the tune of slow everything down. Because where Watson shines is when he can get his technique off, right? He can fight at the pace that he wants to fight at. And credit to Harris. Harris has been doing a really good job at shifting Watson into that next gear. We go beginning of round number 2 here. A nice leg kick early out of Watson. And it's interesting, you don't see a lot of like the Thai influence on Watson. That's usual, you know, kind of the heavy, or the, excuse me, the light front leg. Much more of kind of a Dutch style sedentary movement type of deal coming out of Watson. Always speed though, and always that push kick up the middle. Nice double jab. And things have predictably slowed down just a tad bit. Watson shifts into a nice hook there. And now we have to be very careful. Nice leg kicks from both men. And a big shifting hook up top lands for Watson. Harris answers with a knee. And this is almost the Watson effect, right? I have to remind myself to talk. The way he fights is very mesmerizing, right? It is certainly an art form. Nice leg kicks out of Harris, though. He's really keeping this a competitive fight. Oh, that's a big jab, though. That's a big knee up the middle. If there's one Thai influence, it's that body lock knee combination. Again, that Thai clinch. Finds at home for that knee. And that's a big hook that resonates over the top. And, oh, they're putting his mouthpiece back in. Another solid round out of the champ, another solid round out of the challenger. Another hard round to score. And as we talked about, Watson finding the home for his shots a little bit more with that technicality, right? He's slowly corralling Harris into the fight that he wants to fight. Watson, right? That's usually the MO with a Watson fight, right, guys? Try to get him off kilter, off of his game, but Watson's so technical, so proficient that he's able to just corral the fight back to where he wants it to be and back to where he wants it to take place. And here we begin round 3 of a potential 5 on the cusp of the championship rounds. Yep, Watson's corner calling for more feints. It's a nice leg kick out of their pupil. Another nice leg kick. And now more of that tie stance. You see it now. And those feints are really open up Harris. And if there was any question that we were going to see an upgraded Branden Watson tonight, those questions have been answered with a resounding yes. Good jab out of Watson again. He's really gotten a good feel for the rhythm and the timing of Harris, and you've seen him start to slowly pick the challenger apart. Brick by brick, a little bit of blood on the nose and the mouth of Harris. And those leg kicks are huge, having a real effect. We may see a finish. Oh, it's every time that Harris reloads after a strike is when Watson times it up and he's able to blast him when he's most vulnerable. Fantastic timing and fight IQ by the champion. And a great head kick up top. And Harris really bleeding bad now. And that leg kick, you could hear it from here. Right there, see? Harris will try to score with a leg kick, and right as he resets, and he's on that other leg, that's when Watson moves in, and he might have Harris hurt here. Last 10 seconds of round number 3. And as each round progresses, the more convincing it seems that the champion will be able to get it done tonight. Like a flower, he is growing into this fight now. And the doctor's having a look at Harris there. Doesn't look pretty, but it's not anything fight-ending. It's an unfortunate thing now that the crowd is so sparse, you know? Because Branden Watson is a talent that we'll only get to see at this level. I'm sure for a brief time this man has a bright future ahead of him. Branden's hometown fans here rallying him on. Can Harris rally? Or can Watson continue his supremacy, or even better, get a finish? Now we're in the championship rounds. And Harris just needs to go, I think. He needs to put it all on the line now. Some nice combinations out of Harris. A little bit tentative now. I think he's felt the power that Watson possesses. Oh my goodness. And Watson's just opening up. And that's a huge leg kick again. Physically turns Harris around. Harris has the heart of a champion, though. He's hanging in here. He needs something big, though. I think you can make an argument 2-1 for Branden Watson. You can certainly make an argument 3-0. That's a nice leg kick again out of the champion. And that's just fantastic head movement. I mean, really, you look at the way he just settles into fights. Now he's bouncing, he's moving, right? He's more confident. 36 seconds left here, round number 4. And that's the fight that he fights, man. He grows with confidence. And he downloads guys, and then once he feels that he has an accurate amount of data, right? A sufficient amount of data, he slowly goes in for the kill. A little bit of blood on Watson. Hard to tell if that's all of Harris's, a mixture, or some of Watson's. Watson just determined eyes. All right, so big round number 5. In my personal opinion, Watson big up on the cards. Can the challenger pull something out of the bag here? Or will we see a completely dominant last round? Listen, if you're Harris's corner, you say, hey, pull it all on the line, right? Maybe you get knocked out, but you know that you did everything you possibly could to win this fight. Because getting into a technical contest with Branden Watson, never a safe idea. Harris shrugs off the blood on him. What an absolute warrior. Here we go, round number 5. Harris trying to find a way in. Oof, that's a huge head kick from the champion. Ooh. Harris managing to keep Watson against the cage side. He just needs to go here. Watson prowling now. Corner calling for a head kick. Barely lands. Minute left, 5th round. Oh, and a huge hook over the top for the champ. And more shots downhill. Oh, he has his man hurt. He has his man seriously hurt. Harris was rocked. Harris's nose, a river of blood. Watson just staying calm and composed as always. Shrugs off that teep. Here we go, last 10 seconds. Harris wants this, he needs to go. It looks like a champ will have done enough to get it done here tonight. And we will talk to Branden Watson in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge A sees the score 50-45. Judge B also sees the fight 50-45. And Judge C sees the fight 49-46. Your winner by unanimous decision and fighting out of the blue corner, Branden, the Man of the Day Samurai Watson.
Champ, the moment of your time. Look around, you got all your fans here. You got another successful title defense. It's gotta feel good, huh?
Yes, sir. I was so nervous coming in here. I felt like no hype or anything like that. So I came in here empty, and I just gotta thank God and everybody that cheered me on. They helped me.
Harris made it a fight. What were you thinking as the fight progressed? It seems like you were able to kind of sit in, find your range, find your shots. I mean, what was your confidence level like as the fight progressed?
It went up because my brother said just play it like a video game and just listen to him. And that's what I tried to do the best that I could. And there's no cockiness, it's just I listened.
Champ, we appreciate you. Round of applause for both men.